Hello, everybody. Hello, guys and girls. It is Saturday night, and it's not too late. So I thought actually to bring up a topic today of dating quality women, and I would just say quality people in general, because sometimes the quality is less of our concern, and then we sure pay for that. We pay for not being selective enough. And as you guys know, I work with men, and I hear stories and all kinds of situations that happened when we don't pay attention and when we don't analyze and see patterns in things, when guys just going either for women looks, or they do some things just out of desperation. And it's such a bad advisor when you do things out of desperation. It's such a bad news. It's just really bad. So I would like to say that we can really relate to both genders, but today we're going to talk about dating quality women, because for you guys it might be harder to understand which woman is quality sometimes in Ukraine, because you might not have the same knowledge, and you might you don't usually speak the language. Hey Dave, welcome, nice to see you. I'll be happy to hear your opinion on this as well. So I was just talking about the defining the quality people, in this case quality Ukrainian women, and how important it is to analyze and learn a little bit about the person's life before you step in and before you decide to completely go into it. Because guys, we do love you for your shining knight in armor thing. We do like your manhood, and this is one of the most attractive things about men, when they step up for us and do wonderful things for us. But there is a very fine line between knight in armor, the noble man in charge, and the guy that gets himself into trouble. Into trouble. There are some people that there is a reason behind why they are in the situation that they are. There is definitely a reason for that. It's not some kind of accident. It's not the circumstances, the government, the terrible past or access. It's because they're not taking care of themselves, and they try to drag you into their problems, and you feel that, oh, maybe that is a good time to be a man. You think that maybe you can save that lady, and things gonna go so different. And in some cases, there are diamonds in the rough. There are wonderful Ukrainian women that are very dedicated, that work several jobs, completely taking care of their kids, doing amazing things, basically, being a provider, being a mom, being a woman, and they still even have time to look good and take care of themselves. That is different. You can see the quality person that having too much on their plate, and it is a diamond in the rough, and it is a person that can handling all the situation by herself, and she will be able to be an amazing wife you can ever imagine, because she would appreciate everything you do. So I would like to hear, if Dave is still here, you feel free to comment. I know you have something to say on this topic. Hello, Mark. Nice to see you too. So yeah, I just want to say that there is a very fine line. And another kind of ladies that I'm talking about is the one that her life is a wreck. She maybe attracts men she puts a lot of effort on looks, or maybe she's the one that I was talking in my sex manipulation video. So she knows men's weak spot. She knows what it is. She might even not like sex that much, but she knows what works, and she's trying to kind of gain some stuff in her life, you know, whatever it is, whether it's social status, whether it's material things, God knows. But it's something that, you know, it's a pattern. It's a pattern that goes through the person's life. You know, we all have some, you know, we all have something to work on. We all have something that we need to identify in order to make our life better. But, you know, don't think that you can identify something for somebody else, and especially don't hope that they actually will do change something because you said so. You know, getting into a relationship with someone and hoping that they will change is a definition of insanity. Because they're exactly how they are, and if anything, they're going to get worse and not going to get better. So guys, I know sometimes my comments are delaying here. I wish I could hear what you're saying, what you would like to add, because we did have a little bit of a discussion recently about this. And, you know, with Ukrainian women and Slavic women in general, I have to say we do admire and appreciate and love men who can be the shining knight in armor, you know, who, because we all grew up on fairy tales, and we all grew up on like on, you know, Cinderella, you know, where the guy comes and just makes everything right, you know, and he sees a diamond in the rough and he takes care of her. But, you know, now when I'm a grown up, I look at Cinderella. It's funny because Cinderella also was my favorite story when I was little. So, but now when I grew up, I can see how Cinderella can actually ruin a woman in a way, because here is the thing. She wasn't treated right. She was taken advantage of by her family. So she probably had, you know, if you take it to a real world, she probably had a real low self-esteem. And here's the prince, you know, he just saw that shine in her, you know, he just saw behind her broken, not broken, but he, like, low self-esteem, because, you know, when somebody is taking advantage of you all the time and you have to do all work, it's damaging. It's definitely damaging. So how do you change that pattern? You know, how do you I'm actually talking about ladies right now. You know, we really can't get into the into mentality that somebody will come and rescue us, because I think there is a kind of different kind of vibration, different kind of vibe. You know, the woman that takes care of herself, that is flourishing and that is blossoming, and the women that have all this weight on her shoulders. You know, I think it's just very different. But let me guys see what you're saying here. Hello, Daniel. Or thank you. Thank you. Yeah, and Dave is saying, Dave is saying, this is a very important lesson. Being shining knight in armor comes at a great cost. You know, here, you know, Dave, absolutely, with the wrong woman, it absolutely is. And you can't even be the real shining knight, because this woman is, she's not the right person to experience that with. And I was saying before that true shining knight in armor in a real relationship, like for a real woman that's deserved, that can be a very beautiful thing, because the man can get his satisfaction of feeling good, of feeling in charge, you know, feeling he makes a difference, and, you know, he does things, and the woman can thrive and flourish. But it's not the woman that you need to save. It's not the woman that is desperate. It's not the woman that has a your whole life is a mistake. You can see, and I am all about mistakes. I think, mistakes are great because we learn from that. But the thing about relationships and responsibilities, when somebody have a whole life of messing up, of really bad patterns, of not having respect to others, of engaging in a very damaging multiple relationship with multiple men, having all this mess going on, not having anything substantial, not having anything that they really care about, but trying to gain men with certain looks and other things I talked about earlier, trying to get at any cost a guy who will take care of them and then jump from another guy to, it can be anything, it can be just that the person, it can be an alcohol addiction, whatever it is. You cannot be a savior. Don't put yourself in a role that you can save somebody, because you cannot save anyone. The person that is ready to change their life, they take action, they do things. They don't just sit there and waiting for you to pull them out. You can see they're pulling themselves out of that. Yes, you can see they are doing something about it. They're not trying to kind of take things from you. So why I'm going to all this, guys? Because very often I talk to people, and sometimes it's hard to define for the other culture what's going on there. And I talk to people and I see how they're confused. They don't understand, like, is this woman for real? Is she, just using me? Is she, they just get trapped because they don't understand like where they're at. And my answer to this is spend some time to learn the person before you commit to a relationship, before you do something crazy. If this woman is real, and whatever she's going through, by any means, I'm not saying, don't date, women that have maybe in some ways tough life, but see how they dealing with that. I have friends in Ukraine that managing so many things and doing amazing things. You would never say that they are victims. They are thriving in their life. Some of them are doing better after they divorce their lazy husbands. I'm sorry to say that, but some of them are just tired to be a provider in their own family, and they actually starting to thrive because the energies they were trying to get their husband off the couch, they are now using for themselves in their self-development. And it's not to put men down. Guys, that I love and respect men, but I think there is a point in life when somebody doesn't move, somebody doesn't do something, instead of having fights, you just get up and you do your own thing. Because in the end of the day, you have to be happy, and you cannot change another person. It's an illusion that many Ukrainian women, by the way, have. So guys, feel free to write and what you think about my topic. I see. Thank you, Mark. I'm glad that you find it useful. Thank you so much. So yes, and I would like to just say one more example with Ukrainian women. Ukrainian women very often fall into trap with our men, with Ukrainian men, and they're like, what? He will quit drinking. He will. He's trying. And that alcohol problem, I was observing this a lot. When I was a little girl, I saw a lot of that. That many men would drink, and the women would try to be his savior. They would try to clean that mess. They would try to, take care of their husband. They often would be like doing, this job of trying to, to save their husbands, and it's never worked out. In the end, years pass by, and you wasted that time with somebody who never appreciated you, and was emotionally unavailable in the first place. They were not even like you had all the struggle, you paid such a high price, and then they were never there because they were addicted to something. It just, don't have this illusion, for saving of the other person. Desperation is a bad idea and bad motivation to be in a relationship. Pity is another bad thing. And actually, Ukrainian women also have this pity thing, and I can totally relate to this of feeling sorry. Like, we're afraid to leave somebody because we're feeling sorry for them. We feel like this guy will not survive without us. He was living just fine for the last 35 years, but somehow if he leave right now, he won't be able to survive. We also have, this is how I can relate Ukrainian women sometimes and American men, like quality Ukrainian women. We have this compassion for our partner. We really do. And we're afraid to, it's almost like we're afraid for them to get hurt. And we really truly believe that there is no way this man will survive without us. He will never make it if we're not baby him. And this is how we create a monster. Ukrainian women are known creating a monster, doing this stuff. So, yeah, that's what it is. And I think it's a wonderful thing to be the man, to bring beautiful, to be the man of service, to be a man in charge, to be that hero. And the right woman would always let you to be that, to take that place. Especially Ukrainian women, the right Ukrainian woman will let you be that for the right reasons. She will have to, she will be happy to give you that opportunity to be a man, and it will feel good. You totally will know. This is what is the differences. You will totally know that she can make it on her own. You will totally know that she can make all those things. She can take care of herself, but she will step back and let you take care of her. She will step back and let you be the man. She will enjoy, she will kind of celebrate your manhood together, because like you can kind of celebrate this wonderful feeling of you being this man in charge and taking care of things. It would be a wonderful match. While the woman that is trying to take advantage of you and trying to put all the responsibilities for problems she had for decades, she will always find something wrong. She will always, want more things, and she will she might play the nice role, but if her pattern was negative with men, if she was, there are a lot of women who are abusive in a way that they only do things in order to get something, and they create this theory story about how bad their life is. They don't even know you. They do all these manipulative things, and you really feel that they will die without you. You feel like, that it's a diamond in the rough, but it might not be a diamond. It might be something totally different. It might be a fake stone. It might be something completely, totally different than a diamond. Everything that shines, it's not always something quality. And the way you can define it, guys, so my point is that you actually apply things that I'm saying. So the way you can define it is to learn more about the person's life. To learn more, to understand more, to observe them. Not only the stories they will tell you, how, if you ever see that the whole world was unfair, that the whole universe was unfair, their husbands were terrible, the economy is bad, everybody somehow, like, they even have problems, with maybe with drugs or with the state. I mean, usually it's a pattern that's everywhere. If you see that pattern, just think twice before you get yourself in trouble, because you want to be a shining knight with the right person. you want to be that with the right person, because you will see, you will start to feel better. You will actually get that beautiful feeling of joy and satisfaction with the right person. With the wrong person, you will always feel that you give and you give nothing back. And also you will try to control their results. You know, if let's say she promised you she's gonna quit drinking, or she's gonna quit sleeping around, or she's gonna, I don't know, stop doing drugs, and then what you do? Do you come and control her? Like, you can wish good things for people, but you can't control what they're gonna do with that. Some people come to advice and insight for me. I tell them exactly what I think. Of course, there is always this 90% thing. I, just as anybody else, I can be entirely wrong, but very often it's obvious. But their decision, I'm not in control of. They decide. I can only give you an insight, and you decide on what you do. So the worst thing is to be a savior, so-called, and try to control if that person is following something to change their life. But if they've been having patterns of things, they don't need a relationship. They need a psychiatrist. So guys, with that being said, on this positive note, I would like to finish this live. Thank you very much. Thank you guys so much. Thank you. I cannot say your name, but Yao Tom, thank you very much. I appreciate the kind words. Thank you guys for being here. I hope you will be mindful when you are in a relationship, and you will be with a real woman that will encourage you to be knight in armor, and she will be woman of substance and a woman of quality. Thank you.